Just like that, we are back in the lab, man. I'd like to welcome everybody to season 2 of the No Designer podcast, brought to you by FC Network. And of course, I am your host, your boy, Rell Duncan, favorite podcast network engineer. And we are here, man. So, like I say, season 2. Season 1 is officially over. But before we put a nail in that coffin, I'd like to thank everybody who was involved in season 1. Everybody who came out, who just took the time to show me love, all the connections, all the plugs. I feel like we dropped a lot of gems. We did a lot, so I just want to say thank y'all. But we're on to season 2 now. So, per usual, I try to have somebody come through who's, well, in my opinion, is somebody who I feel like knows their way around Chicago fashion, the Chicago fashion world, and who is real, like, knowledgeable. And somebody who I feel like is not going to gatekeep, that's gonna drop the gems, that's gonna help me help them, through this process, So we actually have a special guest today.
Thank you.
One of the guests I was later on down the line trying to have on the show. Not later because of later, but later because of greater. So
I come back. I come back if you need me to.
No. I really appreciate it. So shout out to my boy Terry, man, for hooking us up. So we actually have a special guest for episode 1, season 2 of the No Designer podcast. So without further ado, let her introduce herself.
Stu is cool. Studini from time to time.
Studini, I appreciate you. So let them know where they can find you at.
My website is sweatsbystuonline.com. My Instagram is now Studini, but that's because I'm doing a couple different things. I want to separate me from the brand. So yeah, that's why I changed my name on there.
Facts. So Sweats by Stu. So before we get into that, what made you decide that you wanted to become a clothing designer?
Making clothes and fashion period has always been like my first love.
Facts.
I've always enjoyed the actual desire of being fly, not necessarily making clothes, but just like being fly was always something that was in me, So later on down the line, going to school, going to college, of course, picking that major was always something that I was having a hard time doing. And then once I decided on a major, I just felt like it wasn't something that I was passionate enough about. At the time, I was going through a little soul searching in college. I feel like a lot of college students do that because you think about what is something that I want to do for my entire life. So exactly, it's a hard question to ask someone. At the time, I was 17 going into college. I wasn't even 18 yet, so I'm still kind of like a kid. So after like discovering myself and just like I said, doing some soul searching, I was like, you know what? I want to make clothes. And at the time, being a designer was not looked at as, of being something that was prestigious at that time.
Facts.
People were like, how you going to do that? My mom, first thing was, how you going to make money being a fashion designer? What kind of job would you get with that? So I ended up going into an internship at Ralph Lauren. My dad pulled a couple strings, and I also got my own self in by my paper. You had to write a very long paper, and I actually got chosen. And yeah, that changed the dynamics of my entire life. And that's what made me pursue my own brand after interning for Ralph Lauren.
So after the damn, that's deep. Ralph Lauren intern.
Yeah, I moved to New York in the summer. And I was there for a while. And after, I was about to leave, I said, I could see myself working in corporate, but I want to kind of do my own thing. I would love to make my own clothes. I would love to make sweats and make sweats for women and T-shirts and make that a thing. That wasn't, like I said, stuff like that wasn't cool back then. Yeah, like only like Tiana Taylor and certain type of women dress that way. It wasn't the way, like how girls dress now, like a tomboy chic style, jogging pants with a heel. You didn't really see stuff like that in the early 2000s. So, I definitely wanted to bring that about to the fashion world.
Facts. So when did you decide like on the name, or how did you come up with Sweats by Stu?
So sweats, I always knew I wanted to make sweatpants, sweats. I always wear sweats in a cool way.
Is that like your favorite
Yeah,
garment?
it is.
Sweats?
Yeah, like look what I got on today. Like literally,
Check
I
the
always
sweats.
have on sweatpants. Even I wear heels with sweatpants too, though. I dress
That's
them up,
dope.
dress them down. Yeah, but so sweats was always going to be in the name, and then I just didn't want my name not in it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Sweats by Stu.
Facts.
And Stu comes from my last name. My last name is Stewart. My first name is Brittany. A lot of people don't know that, but Brittany Stewart, yeah.
Brittany Stewart.
And that's where Stu came from. So Stu's always my nickname. I just kind of incorporated it. And I thought that it would be cool too, because I would be able to do SXS down the line or SS. I was thinking ahead. So after Sweats by Stu, you can use acronyms. You can kind of do, what you
Whatever you
want.
want to.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
just make it a
facts.
cleaner look, spell it out or just have it real small and neat logo. So yeah, that's where I got the name from.
Facts. So after you came up with the actual name like Sweats Bastille, like what was your first piece?
My first piece, that's a good question. My first piece was actually a t-shirt that had start a business, mind your own, and then the logo, which was my original logo. And it would look kind of like a diamond. And then I just ended up changing it to a later date to this one because I wanted something more universal. The first one looked very feminine to me, and I wanted a more universal look. So I changed that. I think year 5 is when I changed it to the upside down triangle.
Facts. So how
Yeah.
how many years have you been doing this?
It made 8 years in March.
8 years and more. So you changed your logo in year 5. So how did you come up with the first logo?
So the first logo I actually had absolutely nothing to do with. Shout out to Ryan. His name's Ryan. He made the first logo. He was a friend of my boyfriend at the time. Co-designer. Actually was out in the Navy, literally overseas, and he made that for me for free. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. I just felt like it said everything I needed it to say. So, yep.
That's how you came up with that. So after you decided to change it, you did the changes or did you go to like
So when I did the changes, I actually worked with a graphic designer that sent me probably like 20 of them.
facts?
And I picked that one. And I told him literally, I want a classic design. Think of Chanel, think of YSL, think of Gucci. I want
Yeah.
something
Something
that's
real universal.
universal. And that he sent me a bunch of them. I actually have a lot of them still. Very clean logos that I probably will use, at a later date.
Facts, facts. So you say your first design was a shirt. So what would you say your favorite thing is to design?
Definitely sweatsuit.
Sweatsuits. So
Sweatsuits and jackets. I love collegiate stuff, patches.
patches for sure.
Yeah, I love patchwork. So anything that I can be more original and make it a more personal item, I love doing stuff like that. I actually right now trying to figure out a way to have people to build their own jacket. Like have your own letter in the front. Sweats Bastille will automatically be on the back, and you have like an arrangement of other patches that you could choose
Like some
from.
online or online
Like a
build your
build
own
your own jacket. Yeah, yep. So
That's
I'm
dope.
working on that literally right now, where you'll be able to go online, choose, click it, and like it actually drags on the jacket so you can see it type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Mock-ups, good mock-ups. That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope sale. So seeing that you was like that's dope with the Ralph Lauren internship. So it's kind of like a given that they put you through all like the business know-hows and everything
Yes.
beforehand and all the learning aspects. So what are some do's and don'ts that you would give to like an upcoming Chicago brand designer that didn't have the Ralph Lauren internship?
I definitely think just even aside from like interning, like just from falling and getting back up, I've learned so much along the way. My first piece of advice is have your paperwork in order.
Facts.
Like make sure everything is in order, paperwork wise, business account, credit. We need to, as a community of Black creatives and businesses, we need to stop using our own money. And we need to learn how to utilize business credit. I caught the wave very late in my career. A lot of my money was invested in my business. I never had used credit, never got business credit. and I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I put so much money into it. I could have been using other banks' money, paying their money back and building my business credit at the same time.
And
But
taking all profit.
yeah, I kind of dropped the ball with that. So that's like the first thing that I let people know. Don't rush and take your time as well. We always like, oh, we need to do this at this time. And sometimes you just need to get things in order before things are going to flow correctly. It's okay to take your time. You on your own race. For some reason, everybody feel like they in a rat race.
Yeah.
And I know it's because you see everybody moving fast. You might see this designer dropping something once a week, but you don't know how long they took to be working on that project.
Yeah.
So, definitely take your
Or
time.
they support system behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Like good things take time, and I think that's very important as a Black designer to let people know. Yeah, have your paperwork together.
So in paperwork, you mean like specifically like
your
the
credentials
EINs and all your LLCs and your trademarks,
your business
and
credit, your trademarks. Yep, all of that.
All of that.
Everything. Like cross your T's, dot your I's. Don't leave nothing out.
Facts.
Even if let's just say you don't have the money right now, be working toward that. Don't leave it, and don't say you're gonna come back to it. Have that at the forefront, because it's gonna come back to hunt you later on down the line for sure.
Facts. So you had just spoke to aside from like just going through like trials and tribulations as far as your brand, like speak to us about some like adversities that you didn't ran into during your your journey, and how did you overcome them?
I think the biggest thing that I battle with is definitely getting product out fast enough. I definitely feel like a lot of people want the big sales. They want, $20,000 orders, and, they want to see those numbers come across their screen. But you have to have that foundation built. Like if you have, let's just say hypothetically speaking, if a brand isn't, on the up and up, they not doing too well. But if today they had an order of 100 t-shirts, would you be able to get those product out to those people in a good amount of time? Do you have the funding to get that amount of money? Those type of things. For me, that was like a big thing. Like working in a time, on time with product, having enough product, and also keeping product. I definitely had a run where I had 1,000 some t-shirts being ordered, and I didn't have the actual product to back up those sales. So when people tell me, oh, I want $50,000 a month, everybody want that. But are you prepared for those orders? If today you got that amount of money to work with, do you have the structure to get people their stuff in 5 to 7 business days? Or, are you able to deal with those chargebacks when people don't want the product anymore? Do you know how to handle that? Also, do you know how to separate your money? Are you keeping your money separate from your profit, from what you paying yourself? So I think a lot of times we don't think about those things. We want to make the money, but we don't understand the ins and outs of how much money we really get to keep, how much money we really need to put back into the business. I think that's the biggest thing I face. Definitely when I had my store, it was hard separating the money that I made online, made in the store, and what I got to keep. And a lot of times I'm very transparent about the things that I've went through with a brand, because I never want anybody to think that I'm perfect, or that the way, it looks is how it is. Like it's real dirty. It get real crazy behind closed doors, and you be stressed out. You have bad days, you have bad weeks. Sometimes you even have bad months, but you got to learn from it, and you got to grow, and you got to see what do I need to change to make it better, Having a business is about building a community. And if people can't trust you, you don't have a community. So I think it's very important to build trust within that community, Right. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because it kind of leads into the next question. You say building trust. So within building trust, I'm thinking that kind of falls into marketing. So how did you market your brand to get up to those $1,000 shirt orders, and how did you what steps did you take to get there?
I think a lot of it has to do with consistency. I might, from other people looking, it may seem that everything that I sell is a hit, but it's not. It's plenty of stuff that I've sold that I've had nobody really speak to it, just even recently I took a break. I was on a hiatus for a while. I've dropped a few things where I wasn't getting the feedback that I was wanting, but I had to realize that when you take a break, people forget about you and
Yeah.
they're no longer interested. So I don't take it personal. I just think that consistency is a big part of where your support comes from, because eventually people are going to catch on. But if you make dope shit, people gonna buy it, and that's
Facts.
just what it is. But if you
Facts.
feel like everybody's saying your shit weak, it might be weak. You might need to go back to the drawing board and work a little harder, and look at, it's okay to look at what everybody else is doing. Doesn't mean you're biting them. It just means that you're taking a look and seeing what are they doing different that I'm doing.
And that's correct, because that leads into the next question. So, as far as your designs, like, how do you go about designing? Like, do you design majority of your stuff like, okay, I'm gonna design my stuff like how it's in Stu's head, or do you kind of like the trends, like kind of follow the trends? Like, now this is what's
um
selling right now. This is what.
I do a little bit of both. I don't like every trend that comes out. I'm human. I'm not gonna like everything. But if I like it, I try to put my own tweak to it. Majority of my designs, it comes from an honest place of creativity. I'm sitting up thinking about what can I make. Like for instance, my Scream tee. It's Halloween. I love Scream. I thought about it. What can I do that will intertwine Scream, Halloween with Sweats Bastille? Oh, I'm going to put Sweats Bastille all over the mask. For a lot of people, it might have been the dopest idea in the world. But for me, it's just a movie that I like during Halloween. And I'm just adding my brand to it. A lot of times, too, I don't be knowing what I want to make. I could be driving down the street and something could literally come to me. I might see somebody walking down the street. I might go
Facts.
out of town. I might see something. Being a creative, like your mind literally is always moving. It's always processing something. So it depends.
So you don't have a creative like team, like
No.
so all your designs coming from you.
Yes, and I play around with graphic designers because I feel like it's important to give people different stuff.
Facts.
If you keep dealing with the same people, they have the same type of look sometimes. Not all graphic designers, I ain't talking about all y'all, but a lot of y'all have that same look. I can literally look at somebody's shirt and I'm like, oh, what's the name designed it? Like that I know that graphic designer by maybe the graphics they use, maybe the way they letters are made. So I like to venture out, try different people. Don't mean that you might be permanent, but I definitely like to move around and try different people. A lot of my creative stuff comes directly from me, and also from me just researching different things. I love Pinterest. Pinterest is definitely a good thing for creativeness. I still buy magazines. I still look at blogs. I definitely
Facts.
utilize a lot of Instagram outfits, reels, just looking at clothes, period. I don't think that clothes has to be you making streetwear. Don't mean you just have to look at streetwear. Look at everything.
Facts.
Go in Saks, go in Nordstrom's, go look at what these other people making. You
Because it
know,
all fall under fashion.
it's
You
all
know.
fashion, and
Facts.
you never know. You might go in a store where you feel like you don't like it that much, and it might jog your memory.
Facts. It might make you, because I done had it happen a lot of times.
Yeah, and I have a lot of creative blocks too. A lot of creatives don't talk about that. It's a lot of times that you literally don't know what you want to make.
No idea.
No idea. You like, dang, like Black Friday coming up, I just was doing this to myself. I'm like, I could make this, or I could make that, or I could do hoodies, or I could do jogging suits.
Facts.
You might want to make too much stuff, and you don't want to overpower your people either. So, yeah, I think it's definitely important to take a look on the outside world and your inside world.
Facts. Facts for sure. So, quick question, kind of off topic. If you were offered as much money as you needed to make your brand pop, but you had to sacrifice the creativity, or you could keep your brand and struggle to make it pop, but you get all creativity, which one would you take?
I already struggle. I take the struggle.
You say you
Been there, done that.
through the mud with this shit,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've not paid my rent to get t-shirts printed. I've
Facts.
not paid my car note to get t-shirts printed.
Facts.
I have literally sold shirts out my trunk to pay my rent.
Facts.
I have literally been outside, no money in my account. Next day, I'm up $5 off t-shirts
Facts.
and jogging suits. So the struggle to me, it just builds character. And at the end of the day, it's not always about the money
It's
for
not.
me. You know,
Facts.
like I feel like I would love somebody to be like, come on, Stu, I got 50,000 I'm gonna put into Sweats by Stu. You know, I would go get denim. I would go get, you know, the top of the line of everything. But I feel like everything comes with a price. And what price are you sacrificing, you know, for that? So I definitely think that that's why I love my brand so much, because I definitely have been through the mud with my brand. I've seen it where, you know, I've made no money this month. I've seen it where I made numbers that I just never could have imagined.
Facts.
So I definitely think that it's my baby, you know, and who would just give their baby away? You know what I mean? Like,
So just give up on my baby.
yeah, you know, I'm good. We can struggle together, you know,
Facts.
and I just think that the struggle is a part of the process. Like everybody be trying to skip the struggle, but it's
And
like
make
if
it
you,
feel better.
yeah, and
when
it
you
makes
make it.
you feel like I did it. You know what I mean? Like I did it, and not just to say you did it, but because like I was just telling somebody this just yesterday. The passion is what fuels me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not people saying you the GOAT or, you know, oh, look at Sweats by Stewart. It's my passion, me feeling like I'm living a purposeful life is what fuels me. Not what people say about me, not the money, not none of that. It's that I feel like God blessed me with a talent and I'm able to show my talent to the world. And I feel like that's a gift in itself because not everybody has that.
Facts. Facts. So quick question. What is fashion to you?
That's a good question. Fashion. I feel like fashion is you showcasing who you are through clothing. You giving like I can know what type of person you are by seeing what you have on. I can tell you a little bit about yourself. You telling your own story about what you wearing.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts. So as far as like sweats, you say your favorite thing to design is sweats. What's your favorite season?
I say sweats and t-shirts for
Sweats
sure.
and tees.
My favorite season is definitely fall.
To design?
Yeah, I'm a fall baby too. My birthday is actually the first day of autumn. Yeah.
That's dope. So
Yeah.
where you get your sweats from? Like talk to us about vendors. Is it
Actually, these sweats are a sample. A sample from this new manufacturer I've been playing around with. As of lately, I've been on like this manufacturer run because I'm trying to really find like I'm not gonna say the perfect manufacturer, but somebody that's as good as a high quality brand. This brand is actually called Rebel Minds. They're a manufacturer based out of LA. I found them just going to LA, going to the warehouses and shopping the wholesale district. I think that's important for a lot of designers to go to LA if you're not ready to, you know, buy things overseas. That's like the first little step you can take to kind of get a product where it may be way cheaper than a wholesale item online.
Facts.
You might be looking at literally half the price of what
they won't?
they won't. Yeah. And not only that, it'll have different intricate details instead of you just having like a black sweat. They giving you more of a fashionable piece.
Okay,
so
cool.
although people might not know that you're buying it wholesale and you getting your pants stitched on or printed on, it gives that look that is made from scratch.
Yeah,
and
for
right
sure.
now, I feel like that is super in. And I feel like a lot of people, they want to get things manufactured, but it's very hard for a upcoming designer to come up with that price and buy something 100
scratch,
pieces,
yeah.
50 pieces, you know. So I don't think anything is wrong with designers playing around with still getting wholesale pieces, putting a logo on it, I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I think that a lot of times people take advantage of the fact that you might have the privilege to get 50 pieces, but this girl over here might only be able to get 10. Mm-hmm. So why not help her get the 10 pieces and make those 10 pieces her own instead of pushing her to go to a manufacturer? Because what if she get those 50 pieces and they don't look the way she want them to look?
Exactly.
It's just like a whole process. You got to go through
with the manufacturers, though.
You got to, say that again?
I said you got to go through a whole process with them, too, because I know a lot of people, me, myself, then sent, and it's supposed to come back a small, but they small size is different.
Uh-huh.
Now you got
the fit is different.
Everything, then you got to play around with samples, get samples that might push dates back.
So now you looking at 2 months for something you could have got 50 pieces right in LA and already made your money back. So, I think it's important to know your crowd too. Know your customer. Do your customer really even care? Of course everybody wants a high quality piece. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're sacrificing the actual quality of a piece because you're buying it wholesale. I think that that's like a myth where people feel like
it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. And it's like, no, you got wholesale pieces where it's $30 for one pair of pants.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, like
facts.
You have those upscale pieces. People would be surprised. A lot of these brands, they play around in these same wholesale things.
It's crazy because I done seen a lot of these brands. I'm not even going to name drop, but I done seen a brand like, hey, I just seen this same and I'm knowing this. Because we know
we've seen the blank from over here.
And the blank now.
And the blank is the same blank. And it's like,
y'all ain't just had stacked cargos and stuff.
No.
Y'all ain't that just I'm doing this. I'm looking at
they following the wave though.
Yeah,
they following the wave.
They definitely is though. That's definitely what's going on right now. But wholesale is definitely in. Do not.
Yeah, don't cheat yourself.
Yeah, don't cheat yourself.
Yeah, but I'm wholesale gold. Hey, I ain't never knocking wholesale.
You're not. It's trial and error with that too. But like I say, you can find it's cheaper stuff. Some stuff might be flimsy, but you can get top quality shit for wholesale.
I think so too.
Like I say, like even with Gildan, a lot of people feel like the little gas station tees, but that's just the tee the gas station decides to get. Like,
exactly.
It's different type of Gildan shirts. They got all. They got all type of different type of, so it's just all about doing your research.
Exactly. Like the shirt, the Halloween shirt right now I'm wearing, I actually got it American Apparel. Mm-hmm. I just got an account with them. I didn't have a wholesale account with them. I have millions of wholesale accounts, but I never had a direct wholesale account with American Apparel. They sent me an email and said they came out with some new heavyweight tees. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let me try them out. I ordered a few. And when they came, I was like, whoa, this is super decent, for this price. So I definitely think it's cool. Order 1, 2 sweats, 2 shirts. I tell people that all the time. Why do y'all want to go crazy if you never done this before? Get 1 hoodie.
That's how
order
you end
1
up in the
hat.
hole.
Wear it. Get it printed, wear it, wash it, dry it. Try your own stuff out before you slapping a price on it and trying to tell people what it's worth. Nice. You got to figure out what it's worth first. One thing about me, if it don't feel good on my body, it ain't good enough for nobody else's. Nice. So I'm trying everything out before I even get it printed. I will wear the t-shirt regular, nothing on it, and then see how I like it.
Facts. So are we looking at any new collabs from Stu?
I've never done a collab before. But I've had a few people want to do a collab with me. I'm gonna say this. I'm definitely gonna say this since I'm on a podcast. I have no problem doing collabs, but the ideas do not be ideaing. Okay, they be shitty.
Tell them. Tell them right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pull the weight of our collab. You gotta come to me with something. You come to me with something, we add value into each other, and let's do it. But that's why I've never done a collab, because I feel like people say they want a collab, but they don't bring you anything worthwhile. They just really want the face card on it. You know what I mean? They not coming from a creative aspect.
Instead of just paying you for a promotion.
Yeah,
that's what it really is. Yeah,
because it's that's really what you want. You're not trying to get creative. You ain't trying to give me, nothing that's real, authentic. I definitely would love to do a collab with leaders. Me and my dad been trying to get that together for like the last year or so. So if anything, they'll be first.
So who's your dad? You keep saying,
Diego.
you keep mentioning your dad.
Yeah,
People
my
probably
dad is
asking, who's your
Diego.
dad?
Huh?
People probably asking, who's your dad?
Yeah, my dad's Diego. Leaders.
Shout out
The
Diego.
GOAT.
The GOAT.
So yeah, we want to do a collab with leaders, but if anybody else is ever interested, I would do a collab with other people. Definitely me and my brother Rich Soul, we definitely want to do a collab together.
That's your brother?
Yeah, well, he's like my play brother. Yeah,
I was finna say because I know y'all.
Yeah, we real close. Yeah. He definitely been doing some designs for me too. I'm glad he been in the lab. He cold.
Shout out Rich
So
Soul.
yeah, shout out to Leak. Y'all know Rich Soul, but he definitely cold on the designer tip. So any designers out there, y'all looking for a graphic designer, definitely. I've been trying to get this nigga to do graphic design for so long, like, cause he got the vision. He be knowing, like, I be texting him all the time, like, what you think of this? What you think about this? People would be surprised how many ideas I run past him, cause he definitely got the eye. So yeah, I would love to do a collab with Leak. Yeah.
That'd probably be dope as fuck.
Yeah, like all my friends, Pillars, Designer Junkie, all of them, Du jour.
Yeah.
I think that would be definitely a good look for the city as well, because we all about unity. We all show love to each other. We all buy each other clothes.
Facts.
And we just like a big family, because it's like it's about Chicago brands, period. Like we all put each other on. So, if I don't got it, I'm quick to tell somebody, oh, Du jour got this, or Elite got this, or Designer Junkie got it. Go holler at them, because it's all about spreading that black dollar. It ain't about me,
Community, yeah. It's about spreading the fashion, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
for real.
If you really into it, it's really about spreading the fashion. 'Cause Chicago. So right now, how do you rate Chicago fashion scene out of all the like major cities, New York, LA, all that? Where would you rank us as far as like?
Oh, Chicago up there. Like I be around. I be active. Like we get fly for real. Like I live in Houston now. Like people stop me all the time. You ain't from here, are you? No, I ain't from here. Cause how I dress, how I look. And I feel like you can literally see somebody on the bus stop in Chicago, fly as hell. Like it's everywhere. Of course, New York.
That's crazy, but
it's the truth though.
It's the truth.
Am I lying? Like even like older people, younger people, kids. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like us as a city, we have our own culture, and a lot of times people take the culture from Chicago and then they run with it and act like they originated it. But a lot of stuff starts in Chicago.
It's the mecca of everything.
Yeah, and New York too. I give New York they flowers. Like I just recently went to New York for Gunna concert. I was people watching like a motherfucker. I'm like, damn, look at them shoes. Look at that jacket. Look at that hat. You know what I mean?
We didn't see that in New York.
Really?
Nah, we didn't. We just
where y'all was at, man?
We had to be somewhere where those people weren't too fashionable, because we didn't see that in New York.
Y'all didn't see the drip?
Yeah, no, it was no drip. We got drip. It flooded us in New York. We got dripped on, pause. But yeah, I'm just saying though. But
maybe that's why y'all ain't see it. Yeah, because they get fly in New York.
Have you been to Canada?
No, I never been to Canada.
I was just gonna say, I forgot what guest I had on here told me like Canada's like #1 on the sauce. Like they
what?
Yeah, I guess they're real saucy out there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a person, man or woman from Chicago.
Yeah, I don't see nobody fucking with Chicago.
I just don't. Yeah. We up here, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even being biased. Like, I'm being like straight 100. Like, you can pick out the crowd. We line up. You can line Terry up with what he got on right now.
And they're gonna know he's from Chicago.
Yeah, like it's just like we just got the sauce, and we don't gotta do much. It's just in us for real.
Facts for sure. So like I say, dope ass episode. I really truly appreciate
Oh,
you.
no problem. No problem.
Turn me up a couple notches.
That's good. That's good. I love to hear that.
For sure. So one more time before we get out of here, you can let the people know where you at.
Hold on. Can you ask me one more question?
What question, Terry?
The pop-up shop shit been dead in Chicago. And I feel like it's been dead. I don't know if it's since the pandemic or since you left, but that pop-up shop
really? Okay, that's a good question.
So,
You agree, Rell?
yeah, it hasn't been. Yeah, pop-up shops are over with. So, what's going
Dang.
on with the pop-up shops, Stu? You took the pop-up shops with you? You say niggas can't have no pop-up shops no more. I'm not, no.
I'm Queen Pop Up for sure. Shout out to the Pop Up Sunday 3 to 8. We at the Fly Space. My Uncle Dave, Jeff spot. Slide. Listen, I don't know what's going on with the pop up shops, but I'm back. I got another one for y'all. I'm gonna try to come as often as I
let
can
'em know.
to have pop ups. I feel like a lot of times, people want to do their own thing and they don't want to bring all of
Everybody
that together.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I like getting money with people. I don't feel like because I sell streetwear, you can't be on the side of me selling streetwear because I am who I am. I'm me, and you are who you are.
Facts.
And I love to see Black people all under one roof having a good time and making money. That has always been the dynamic for my brand. My real goal is to have like a pop-up shop is like nothing. Like I want to have like a whole where I get, a theater and pack it out and have an expo,
Facts.
I would love to do like a streetwear expo,
Facts.
like that's like my real dream where I can have like 100 tables
But yeah, that's dope as fuck.
and just have a bunch of streetwear brands and, even boutiques and whatever you sell, hookah, whatever. Let's all get together and do our thing. I definitely think it's divided in Chicago a lot of times. That's why I personally left. I felt like I had hit the glass ceiling here. There's nowhere else for me to go. I've done everything. Whatever else I want to do here, I can fly back and do. I don't have to live here to do it. I definitely love unison, and I feel like a lot of times we don't like to be working together. Like everybody is in a secret competition with each other.
Unless we're looting.
It's weird.
When we loot, we work together.
Yeah, when we stealing and when we beat niggas' ass, that's when we come together.
When it's time to put them black chairs across somebody's head, and we're all together.
Yeah. That's crazy though when you think about it.
Yeah, I fucking hate Chicago.
Yeah, we
I
crazy.
love y'all though, man. So yeah, like I say before we get out of here, let them know one more time where they can find you.
So you can find me at Studini. That's my regular page. Sweats by Stu store or Sweats by Stu. Any of that, Google me. You will find me.
It hit different when you Google me.
That's right.
It do hit different when you gotta be Googled.
That's right.
Do your research on being Googled.
That's right.
Tell me out, but yeah. Like I say, man, season 2, episode 1, dope as hell. Shout out Stu. Once again, shout out my boy T-Rell, special guest, man. He hooked this up for us. So
That's right.
shout out to everybody, man. We are out of the lab.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Thank you.
you anytime.